Have you ever found yourself, maybe late at night, just wishing there was some kind of, I don't know, secret pathway to financial abundance?
Oh, definitely. Like a shortcut.
Exactly. And what if, like, a surprisingly small book claimed it had the answer, promising to attract money and fast, using ancient wisdom and modern wealth magic?
It does sound almost, well, fantastical, doesn't it? Something you might just scroll past online.
Right. But today we're actually doing a deep dive into a real book that makes exactly those kinds of bold claims.
We are indeed.
Today's deep dive is all about Magickal Cashbook. Attract money fast with ancient secrets and modern wealth magic. It's by Damon Brand, part of that Gallery of Magic series. And our mission today, it's not just a quick summary. We're really going to try and unpack its core ideas, look at the practical side, how you'd actually do it, and crucially, what real readers are saying. Did it work? Did it not?
Yeah. What are the actual experiences people are having?
Exactly. So the goal is really to help you decide if this, let's say, unique path to wealth manifestation clicks with you.
Yeah.
And maybe if it's a book you want to explore further for your own library.
Makes sense.
Before we dive in, though, just a quick reminder, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like this video. This show is The Deep Dive, and you can find us on the big social platforms, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook.
Yep.
All the resources we talk about today, the book itself, websites, all that stuff, it's linked down in the description section for you. And please do take a quick look at our terms and conditions when you get a chance.
Okay.
Right, now settle in, and let's get into this deep dive.
Let's do it.
So, okay, the Magickal Cashbook. The author, Damon Brand. He starts off with something that really grabs you. He says, making money with magic doesn't have to be baffling.
Right, which sounds encouraging.
But then, like immediately after, he adds this big condition. This doesn't work for everybody.
Oh, okay.
It's such a striking way to open, almost like laying down the rules before you even start page one.
Yeah, it's managing expectations right from the get-go. And what's really fascinating there is how he immediately ties the mindset of the person doing it to whether it'll work or not.
Right, the mindset.
His whole philosophy seems to center on needing this calm, casual confidence. He's very explicit that it won't work if you're coming from a place of like desperate need.
Okay, that's interesting. So if you're feeling panicked about money.
Exactly. If you've got that feeling of loss and lack, and he even says, if the cost of the book itself feels like a huge burden, that feeling, that emotion can apparently transfer straight into the magic and just stop it working.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's not about demanding proof either. He says if you demand that magic proves itself, it will fall flat.
So it's almost like you have to trust it before you see results.
Kind of, yeah. It sounds mystical, but honestly, it really mirrors psychological ideas too, doesn't it? Like the law of attraction or just the power of positive thinking. If you expect good things calmly, you're maybe more open to seeing opportunities.
That's a really powerful distinction. So it's less about a rigid spell and more about your internal state, the energy you bring to it.
Precisely.
And the book itself, it claims this blend of ancient symbols and modern secrets to get money flowing fast. So what are these elements? What are the tools it actually gives you?
Well, it outlines a few key components to kind of kickstart the process. It says it'll help you uncover 3 keys for making magic work. Sort of the basic principles you need to understand first.
Okay, 3 T's.
Then there's discovering a secret sigil that brings you money.
A sigil. Like a symbol.
Exactly. For anyone not familiar, a sigil is usually like a unique hand-drawn symbol that you charge with a specific intention, in this case, obviously, attracting cash.
Gotcha.
And then the book also aims to help you attract steady bursts of income, not necessarily a huge lottery win, maybe, but regular amounts.
Right. Smaller, steadier flow.
Yeah. And finally, it gives you words of power that bring this magic to life. So basically, specific phrases or chants you use to activate the ritual. Those are kind of the core tools in his system.
And it gets really practical, doesn't it? Not just concepts. I was really struck by the instructions for making the actual Magickal Cashbook, like painting the cover. You should paint the front cover gray or silver and paint the back cover orange.
Very specific.
That's so hands-on, almost like an art project. Is there like a hidden meaning to those colors or the need for such precision?
Well, the book really emphasizes being precise when you make the cash book and do the ritual, but it also says the magic itself is extremely easy to perform if you follow the steps.
Okay.
Now, it doesn't explicitly spell out the symbolism of every single color choice right there in the text. But, in broader occult traditions, silver and gray often linked to the moon, intuition, maybe material manifestation. And orange can represent things like creativity, success, energy. So that level of detail in making the book probably helps focus your intention, grounds the whole thing in something tangible.
Makes sense. And how long does this ritual usually take?
Typically, it's an 11-day ritual period. So it suggests a structured process, but one that's still kind of manageable,
Wow.
It requires commitment to build that momentum over those days.
11 days, okay.
Yeah.
And speaking of Damon Brand, the author, his background seems pretty unique, too. Apparently, he invented some kind of ritual when he was only 12.
Yeah, so the story goes.
And then spent years experimenting with different magic traditions, becoming a semi-professional occultist by his early 40s.
Yeah.
That suggests a real deep dive, a lifelong thing.
Absolutely. And his professional life adds another really interesting layer, especially for a book that's meant to be practical. He apparently had this whole secret life as a novelist.
Really?
Yeah, became a pro writer in his 20s, and for like 3 decades under a different name, he was apparently a really prolific novelist, publisher, even a ghostwriter.
Wow, okay. That explains why the writing in the cash book is often praised for being clear, right?
Exactly. It helps make these sometimes complex ideas feel much more accessible. And he's also a founding member of the Gallery of Magick, so he's clearly embedded in that specific community.
Right.
And Brand himself says something quite revealing about money magic specifically. He says, and I'm quoting here, "Believe it or not, most money magic doesn't work."
Oh.
Yeah. I've used just about every ritual, chant, or spell you can imagine. Money magic was always the most difficult to master until I discovered a heartwarming secret.
A heartwarming secret. Interesting phrasing.
It is, isn't it? It suggests his approach isn't just, another spell from an old book, but something based on a specific insight he feels makes this method actually work.
So he's not just talking theory. He thinks he found a personal breakthrough. Which brings us back to that crucial thing, the mindset for actually doing it.
Mm-hmm.
The book is really strong on this instruction. Never waste your time worrying about when results will come, how fast they will come, or in what form they will arrive.
Yeah, that's the tough part.
It sounds incredibly difficult, especially if you're genuinely struggling with money and you really need something specific to happen. How does he suggest people actually achieve that level of detachment?
That is arguably the biggest challenge. And yeah, it's totally central to the book's method. It really pushes this positive framing technique. It says, every time you remember your magic or the result you want, feel glad that you remembered.
Yeah.
And imagine how good it will feel when the magical result comes to pass. Imagine that the result has already happened and that you feel relief. That's all there is to it.
So visualize the relief after it's happened.
Exactly. And it strongly warns that worrying, being anxious, all that will delay results. So it's not just waiting around passively. It's like actively training your mind to expect good things, to trust the process and let go of the how and when, operating from abundance, not lack.
Right. It's a cognitive shift. And
yeah,
I can see how that would be really hard to maintain under real financial pressure. And there are practical hurdles too, right? According to some reviews anyway.
Yeah.
Like making time every day for the incantations.
Yeah, fitting it in.
And finding privacy.
Yeah.
That's a big one, especially if, like one reviewer said, you feel self-conscious about your loved ones overhearing you sound like someone in Charmed or Harry Potter.
Yeah, I can see that. It definitely highlights that mix of, the mystical with just normal everyday life stuff.
Totally.
And that forgetting aspect, cultivating detachment. That's especially tough if you're in genuine financial need. Some reviewers really pointed that out. That desperation makes it hard to just let go.
Understandable.
But the book does sort of anticipate this. It mentions the Gallery of Magick website as a place to go if the magic doesn't work straight away. It suggests they expect people might hit blocks and offers more support to help get past your financial blocks.
Okay, so there's a backup resource. Good to know.
Okay.
We've covered a lot about the philosophy and the practical side. Before we get into what real readers actually experienced, just another quick reminder for everyone listening. I hope you're enjoying this deep dive so far. Please do subscribe to the deep dive and give this video a like.
Please do.
And don't forget, you can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, even Twitter now. All those links, plus the book and other resources, are right there in the description below.
Everything you need.
Okay, so now let's get to the real test, right, Kay?
Yeah.
What are Amazon customers actually saying? This is where we see if it, hits the mark in the real world.
The proof is in the pudding, as they say.
And the overall rating for Magickal Cashbook, it's actually pretty impressive. It's sitting at 4.5 out of 5 stars.
Wow, that's high.
Yeah, from over 2,200 global ratings. And get this, 76% of those are 5-star reviews.
76%. Okay, that's substantial. That definitely suggests that a lot of people are happy with it.
It really does. It's a strong signal.
Absolutely. And if you look at Amazon's AI summary or just dig into the comments, you see these positive themes popping up again and again. Loads of people found it informative and easy to read.
Okay.
Like one person called it an excellent and informative read. Another said it's a very clearly written, practical guide.
So the clarity we talked about earlier comes through.
Definitely. People really praise Damon Brand's writing style voice. You see comments like, the author is a great and very thoughtful writer. But maybe the most important thing is the ease of use.
Yeah, the practical side.
People found it super simple to use, easy and simple to follow, and they really appreciated that the process is explained very clearly. That seems key for this kind of thing.
No kidding. If it's too complicated, people just won't do it. And what about the main promise, the money-making content itself? Did people say it actually worked?
Yeah, that got a lot of positive mentions too. Customers reported making a fairly large amount of money in some cases.
Like what sort of amounts?
Well, for instance, one user specifically mentioned manifesting 250 pounds in cash. Another talked about getting 250 pounds total. But from different places, scratch cards, even unexpectedly not having to pay their cleaning lady that week.
Huh. So money showing up in various ways.
Exactly. And what's really interesting, kind of specific to this book, is how many reviewers give credit to a spirit named Nitika.
Nitika. Okay, tell me about that.
So Nitika seems to be an entity or maybe a guiding force that's part of the book system, someone practitioners invoke. And you see these direct thank yous in the reviews, like, thank you, Spirit Nitika, you are truly wonderful, and people saying, Nitika has always come through.
Wow. So people feel a real connection there.
It seems so, yeah. A strong positive link between the practitioners and this specific named entity within the Magick.
Okay, so lots of praise, high ratings.
Yeah.
But despite all that, you mentioned there's also some mixed feedback specifically on whether it worked or not.
That's right. The AI summary flagged effectiveness as having mixed mentions, about 12 positive versus 8 negative out of 20 specific mentions. So you get the whole range from people saying, this truly works, flat out.
Right.
To others saying things like, I'd love to have given this book 5 stars, but it hasn't worked for me. Yet. That yet is interesting, like they haven't given up.
Yeah, hope springs eternal.
Yeah.
So it's clearly not hitting 100% for everyone. Is there any pattern for those it doesn't seem to work for? Or maybe just, a reality check about claiming magic causes something?
That's a really important question. And the reviews themselves often give clues that line up with the book's own warnings. People who didn't get results often said things that suggested, well, maybe they weren't fully following the core philosophy.
Like the mindset thing.
Exactly. Some admitted it's not a book you can just read and hope for the best. The most common issues seem to be that challenge of lusting for result or being anxious and worrying, which, as we discussed, the book explicitly says not to do.
Right. It undermines the calm confidence.
Precisely. And one reviewer was very direct, saying, magic and the rituals are not for me. They don't fit in with my lifestyle beliefs, and they don't feel right when I do them, which highlights that personal belief, comfort, and actually doing it consistently are huge factors.
Sure. It has to feel right for you.
And yeah, for the skeptical listener, it's always hard to definitively separate, focused intention and maybe confirmation bias from actual magic. But for the users reporting success, the results felt very real and tangible to them.
And some of those success stories are really quite vivid, aren't they? Like really specific anecdotes.
Oh, absolutely. Some are quite startling. You mentioned Mrs. A. Smithers earlier. She reported getting a 50-pound win on a scratch card plus 200 pounds from an ex all on the first day she started.
The first day?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then Gosha's story manifesting 185-pound 96 extras in just 9 days, and then her mom suddenly getting 500 pounds. And it came from all sorts of places. More scratch cards, eBay refunds, even a stranger just giving them a free parking ticket worth money.
That's wild. It's
Right?
like money just started appearing from unexpected corners.
It really sounds like it, and the stories keep coming. There was Nubia, who was doing the 11-day ritual, aiming for $1,000. On day 8, she got a shocking $120 from an unexpected source.
Unexpected sources seem common.
Very. And Paraskevi-Dimmu, this one's amazing, got a 1,688 windfall. It was from a child benefit application that had been rejected before, but suddenly got approved, apparently without any new paperwork or anything.
Out of the blue.
Right. And an Italian customer reported getting 200 euros through just small, everyday things. Little wins, a discount from the dentist they weren't expecting, top-ups on payment apps.
So it's not always huge sums, but these consistent, small, unexpected gains.
Exactly. These kinds of specific stories, often mentioning these little windfalls or needed funds just appearing, they really bring the book's claims to life for potential readers. And they show the variety of ways the results seem to manifest.
Now, one thing people often worry about with anything called magic or a cult is it safe? Did the reviews touch on that? Any reports of weird or negative experiences?
That's a super important question, and yes, several reviewers actually went out of their way to address it. It was noted that even one reviewer who identified as an ex-Christian, who you might think would be extra cautious,
Right.
specifically stated they never had any negative experiences, no bad energy, nothing creepy or harmful ever happened.
Okay, that's reassuring.
It really is. It seems to directly counter those common fears or misconceptions people might have about dabbling in this sort of thing. For these users, at least, the experience felt consistently safe and, well, normal, apart from the extra cash.
Okay, so wrapping this up then. Magickal Cashbook really presents itself as this concise, very practical guide. The core seems to be attracting money by cultivating a specific mindset that calm confidence and letting go of the outcome.
Yep, that detachment seems key.
And while some people definitely found maintaining that mindset a challenge, the vast majority of the Amazon reviews are overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah, lots of reports of real, tangible financial gains, and many, interestingly, giving specific credit to that Spirit Nitika.
It seems clear that for a significant number of readers, this book offered a path, maybe unconventional, sure, but a powerful one for them to manifest more money.
And the difference between success and failure often seemed to boil down to whether the person could really embody that recommended mindset and, I guess, trust the process, even if results didn't show up immediately.
So for you listening, as you think about everything we've discussed today, maybe consider this. How much of what we call luck or opportunity in our lives is really just external chance? And how much might actually be influenced by our internal state, our own calm confidence, our openness to receiving good things, regardless of whether we label the method magic or just, psychology.
It's definitely food for thought, isn't it? Where does mindset end and something else begin, or are they intertwined?
Exactly. Something to mull over. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's deep dive. Please don't forget to check out all those linked resources down in the description for the Magickal Cashbook itself and other things we mentioned.
Yeah, click those links.
And please hit the subscribe and like buttons as you head off if you haven't already done that. We really appreciate it.
We do.
Until our next deep dive, goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.